Hello everyone, welcome to Java Sumra Productions. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to create an interactive registration form in Adobe InDesign. Let's get started. Buttons and forms. In InDesign, buttons and forms are interactive elements that you can add to your documents to make them more engaging and informative. Buttons can be used to trigger actions such as opening a new page, playing a video, or submitting a form. Forms can be used to collect the data from users, such as their name, email address, or comments. Buttons work just like hyperlinks, but only the key difference is that buttons are used to trigger actions, while hyperlinks are used to link the text to other pages or documents. Buttons can also be used to change the state of the current page, while hyperlinks cannot. Moreover, button is a shape that contains the text inside, while hyperlink is just a plain text that is either underlined or in blue fonts. When you hover on the button, it changes its color and other properties assigned by you. Both of them are functional and interactive, but they look different in their appearance. If you want to learn more about hyperlinks, then I've added the tutorial link in the description. How to create buttons. InDesign comes with built-in buttons. To access those buttons, just go to Window, Interactive, and choose Buttons and Forms. This panel will open up in your InDesign interface. Click on the button at the corner of this panel that looks like hamburger. Select Sample Buttons and Forms. You will get all these different types of buttons. It contains checkboxes, text fields, radio buttons, and so many other buttons. You just need to drag and drop these buttons on your page. You can even customize these buttons to fit your need. Then you can add actions to this button. Select this button, then look at this plus and minus sign in the Buttons panel. Through this, you can add and remove the actions as much as you want. For example, let's draw a rectangular button on this page. I'm going to write text inside this button. Click here. Let's make it center aligned. And also from the text frame options, let's change the fonts to sans serif. This looks fine now. Now, select this button, open the Buttons panel, and add new action on here. You can give it any name you want. I will write here, visit my website. Let's click on the plus sign. You will see this huge list of actions that can be applied to the button. I will show you how each one works. For now, I'm going to keep it to the URL. Below this, you can enter the website link on URL input. I'm going to paste the URL of my website over here. In Appearance panel, you will have the option to customize its appearance. This is how it looks in normal view. This is how it will look when you place your cursor on the button. This is how it will look when you click on the button. I can customize the rollover or hover by double-clicking on it. Let's make the color brighter to add the glow to the button. Let's add drop shadow as well. For click view, I want it to look darker. If you don't want these effects, you can disable the optional state. In InDesign, events in the Buttons panel are used to specify when an action should be triggered. For example, you can specify that an action should be triggered when the user clicks on the button, when the user hovers over the button, or when the user presses a certain keyboard key. To add an event to the button in InDesign, select the button, and then choose an event from the event drop-down list in this Buttons panel. You can then add one or more actions to the event. This includes on release or tap, click, on rollover, on roll off, on focus PDF, and on blur PDF. Events can be very useful to add interactivity to your InDesign documents. By using events, you can create the buttons that trigger different actions depending on how the user interacts with the button. Let's keep it to basic function release or tap. Now, if you don't want the URL, simply delete this action by clicking on minus button. Let's add new action. Let's say destination. Then I will be able to choose its destination from the local drive. let's say this InDesign file. Then, when you click on this button, that file will open up in your computer. Let's add button in this long document. I'm going to place in the last page. Let's add new action such as first page. Now, let's add one more button on the cover page. Let's add new action such as last page. Now, let's open its PDF file. See how it is working. Arrow buttons. Now, let's add new button in this long document, such as these left and right arrows. I want to add these buttons to all the pages. So, instead of adding manually to all the pages, I can simply add them to the master pages and get it done quickly. All I need to do is open the master pages. This is where I had created the automatic page numbering for this document. Now, let's place the left and right arrows on both of these pages. Notice, when I click on this left arrow, InDesign has already assigned its previous page action. When I click on this right arrow, InDesign had already assigned it next page action. I would keep the settings this way. Let's go back to main pages. See how the arrows had been added to all the pages. By the way, if you don't know what is master page, how to use them, then I have added the tutorial link in the description. After exporting it to PDF, see how these arrows are working so well. Just click on it, left and right, and PDF will navigate on your commands. You can even change the color of these arrows. It's all up to you. Media buttons. Now, I'm going to import sound effects in this document. Let's create new button from sample buttons. Let's create an action. Choose sound. You can select any sound effect from this drop-down menu of this document. If you delete one sound, it will also be deleted from this list. After exporting this document, you will see this button over here. When you click over here, it will play the audio. Now, I'm going to import some clips in this document. Let's create new button from sample buttons. Let's create an action. Choose video. You can select any video clip from this drop-down menu of this document. If you delete one clip, it will also be deleted from this list. After exporting this document, you will be able to see this button. When you click over here, it will play the video. If I had placed another button for another clip, then videos will play as you click on the buttons. Button animation. Now, animation. Before this, you should first create an animation. To do that, let's draw a small square over here. Select it. Then go to Window, Interactive, and choose Animation. In this panel, you can give this button any name you want. Let's name it Soft Animation. From these presets, you will get bunch of animation effects. Bounce, spin, dance, swoosh, fade in and fade out, etc. From Event, you can choose whether you want this button to be animated as soon as you open the PDF file. If you want the button to animate only when you click on the page, then choose this option. If you want the button to animate only when you click on this button, then choose this option. Same goes for rollover click. Let's choose the pulse effect. Through duration, I can set the timing for this animation. 1 second, 2 seconds or 3 seconds, etc. I'm going to give it 2 seconds. If you want the buttons to animate more than once, then increase this play value. Let's make it 3. You can even preview the animation by clicking on this play button. See, The animation had played 3 times. If you want the animation to keep playing continuously, then check this loop option. Now, through this speed, you can make the animation smoother. It can be ease in, ease out, and ease in and out. I'm not going to cover this speed part over here because that falls under Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial. I have added the Premiere Pro tutorial playlist link in the description. I'm going to skip this, go to page, state, next state and previous state. I will cover them in some other tutorial. PDF only. Under PDF only, we will get these options: clear form, go to next view, go to previous view, open file, print form, submit form, and view zoom. When we create any form in Adobe InDesign, clear form can be used to reset the form just to be filled again. With open file, you can connect your buttons with local files. With submit form, you can submit the form. So, let's construct the registration form from scratch. Registration form. I am going to create InDesign document 700 pixels and 500 pixels. Basically, I am designing a registration form for planting trees campaign. So, I am going to use this background and keep the theme green. I will be putting some rectangles, rounded rectangles to be exact. I am going to fast forward this video until I am done with this design. As you guys can see, the registration form includes first name, last name, phone number, email, and address. I wanted to add date of birth, but unfortunately, InDesign does not have that option at all. Anyways, I'm going to open the buttons and forms. Select this rectangle and go to type drop-down menu. Instead of buttons, I am choosing text field. This area is made for users to type their first name. Same goes for last name, phone number, email, and address. For address, I will check this multi-line because address can take up to 3 lines. Now, I want to add radio buttons for gender. Let me type here gender. From sample buttons and forms, I am going to drag this radio button and drop it over here. I only need 2 of them, so I will delete this third one. I am going to place both of them just like this. I am going to write M and F separately and place them near these radio buttons. The end user will be able to choose only one option. Now, I want to list down the activities that volunteers may or may not be interested in. First, I want to write this, what can you help with? Let's write all these activities. I am adding this to get the clear idea if the volunteers are willing to participate in more than one activity. So, the end user will have multiple options. They can check as many as they want. Let's add the checkbox over here. From these samples, let's drag and drop this checkbox. I want to make 5 of them. Let me align each of them properly. Let's create a drop-down menu. You might have seen this kind of question in job portals, as well as membership forms. I'm going to draw same rounded rectangle. From type, I'm going to choose combo box. After that, go down to the list items. Click the plus button to add the items, or click the minus button to delete the items. I'm going to add Facebook, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, word of mouth, and other. So, after you had exported PDF, it will work like a drop-down menu. That's how simple it is. I'm going to draw this section for comments and questions. I'm going to keep it big so that the end users will have no problem expressing their concerns. Let's keep it text field and multi-line. Now, I want to add signature. This works just like electronic signature. If you guys don't want this, you don't need to add this anyway. I need to select this rectangle and choose signature field from the type. Now, I want to add 2 buttons. Let's draw a rounded rectangle. I'm going to give it red color. I'm going to type clear form in it. Using text frame options, I'm going to align the text on the center. By the way, if you want to learn more about auto-size text frame options, the tutorial link is in the description. Okay, now I'm going to convert it into button. Let's rename it Clear Form. From Action, select Clear Form. Below, in the appearance, we can customize how it will look. So normally, it should have red color. For rollover, when I hover on this button, it should change its color or glow. I'm going to click here at rollover and brighten up its color. For the click part, I want the dark color. Now, when the end user had filled all this form, but the end user wants to change everything in the form, this button will clear up all the data in the form. That's the magic of this button. One last thing that I want to add in this form is Submit Form. Through this, users can submit their forms. All their data will be submitted to my email. Let's make a copy of Clear Form button. Go to Buttons panel. Let's rename it Submit Form. From Action, select Submit Form. Below, in the appearance, I'm going to change its color to green. Bright green for rollover and dark green for the click. It's all done. My form is finally ready to be exported as PDF. But before that, I want to do one last edit. Mandatory fields. You heard me right. Just like emails require password to log in, similarly, forms require end users to fill in their important details. I'm going to keep first name, last name, gender, and email mandatory. I'm going to keep all other options open for end users. Without filling the required fields, end users cannot submit the form. After they filled out required fields and click on submit, I will get all this information on my email. Now, let's export this document as PDF. Shortcut key is Ctrl-E. Make sure you choose PDF Interactive from the Save As drop-down menu. Otherwise, none of the functions will work in PDF Reader or any other PDF supporting app. Let's save this as Volunteer Registration Form. Now, let's test this form. For some reason, Acrobat Reader was giving me errors in submitting form. So, I'm not going to use Acrobat Reader. Instead, I will open this PDF file in Foxit PDF Reader. You guys can see as I click on these boxes, I get the opportunity to type inside it. When I place my cursor over these buttons, Clear Form and Submit Form, they are changing its state. Let me fill in the details in this form. For example, if I only type my name and leave all other information blank, then PDF Reader will ask me to fill the required fields. These boxes that are highlighted red are the required fields. I have to fill them all. Now, here on the gender field, I am able to choose only one option, either male or female. If I click on radio button, the other radio button goes off. And if I click on the other radio button, the first radio button goes off. Now, have a look at these check boxes. I can check as many boxes as I want. Here's my signature. I'm going to write the comment, I am interested. Finally, I had filled this form. It's time to submit. However, if you want to reset all this form, just click on Clear Form. See, your form had been reset. Let's refill this form. Now, let's click on Submit button. Then all this data will be emailed to me. I hope this tutorial helped you learn how to use buttons and forms in Adobe InDesign. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I will reply you as soon as possible. You can email me at javastumro1988@gmail.com. Follow my Facebook page over here, Javastumro Productions. Follow my Instagram page over here, Javastumro Studios. If you want to see more tutorials like this, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed this tutorial, smash that like button and share this video with your friends. If you never want to miss any updates, click that notification bell icon. Now, I will see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye and take care.